Are you ready? Are you ready? Because today we have a St. Patrick's Day story. Yes, we do. And I hope you really enjoy it. Sorry, Molly. I got my pot of, sorry. I've got my pot of coins, and I've got I got some jewels. Yep, I raided the Leprechaun. No, not really. I hope you guys didn't hear that. No, I didn't really raid you. It's plastic, okay? Never know about those leprechauns. You gotta be really careful. All right, so today we're going to read a story. About the leprechauns. Can you read it? You see the title? What, Molly? What? Oh, sorry. Molly proceeded to tell me that the book was upside down. Terribly sorry. I couldn't find my sparkly hat with the sequins and the lights. I don't know where it went. I think it's buried in my hat box and I just couldn't find it. Or it's in the other spot. I don't know. Anyway, I did find my other hat. So, all right. So, the story of the Leprechaun. You ready? Yeah? All right, good. This is the inside cover. It is by Katherine Tegen and illustrated by Sally Ann Lambert. From the creators of the best-selling The Story of the Easter Bunny, and it is a Harper book. And this is in the Anderson Lee Library. The Story of the Leprechaun. Author's note. Very important, don't you think? She had something to say. It says, leprechauns are a type of fairy, and for that reason, they have magical powers and can grant wishes. Most leprechauns live in Ireland, although quite a few came to North America when families left Ireland in the 19th century. Leprechauns are misers and are careful about keeping their pots of gold in a safe place. See, that's why I wanted to announce that it's just plastic. I did not steal anybody's real gold. And I bought it. Unlike humans, they also have a natural ability to find the end of the rainbow, which is handy when burying treasure. Are you Irish? Everybody's Irish on St. Patrick's Day. I'm actually Irish on my father and my mother's side, apparently. But yes, everybody is Irish on St. Patrick's Day. A little man about 2 feet tall lived under a large tree by a stream. You could easily find him by listening for the tap, tap, tap of his hammer. The little man was a shoemaker. He spent his days making shoes that were green, gold, and lavender. Some with pointy toes, some with high heels for the people who lived nearby, and for the fairies who lived in the woods. There he is. He's making his shoes. Tap, tap, tapping away. There's somebody wearing his shoes. And the fairies. Can you see them? There they are. If I had shoes like that, oh yeah. The people knew he was a leprechaun, for there were many fairies like him who lived outside villages. people paid the leprechaun with pieces of gold for the shoes that he cobbled. That means the shoes that he made. The fairies' shoes were made of satin, and they were tiny. The fairies brought their gold to the leprechaun, too. The leprechaun needed a place to keep his gold. He was a bit of a miser, so he didn't like to spend his money. An old metal pot became the perfect place for all of his wealth. His shoes were so prized that soon his pot of gold was overflowing. Wonder if he made clown shoes. How cool would that be? One day, a man named Tim came to the leprechaun shop by the tree. He wanted a pair of shoes that would be violet blue with thick soles. As he was describing the shoes to the leprechaun, Tim spied the pot of gold. Uh-oh. Tim knew that if he could capture the leprechaun, he would be granted 3 wishes because leprechauns are magic. "I'll come back in a few days to collect my shoes," said Tim. The leprechaun was no fool. He knew what the man was really after. He buried his pot of gold in a field filled with berry bushes. Smart leprechaun. I'd have buried my gold too. I love his socks. I wonder if I was a leprechaun in another life. What do you think? A few days later, Tim came back and the leprechaun gave him the violet blue shoes. Those are quite the fancy shoe. But when the leprechaun turned to hide his payment, he was snatched from behind. Rude. The leprechaun could not escape. Now Tim could get what he wanted. "For my first wish, I want you to show me where the pot of gold is hidden. For my second wish, I want 100 pairs of shoes. And for my third wish, I want 3 more wishes." The leprechaun said, "I can grant you the first 2 wishes, but the third wish is a greedy trick and cannot be granted." He's mad. Do you really blame him? I certainly don't. The leprechaun brought Tim to the field and pointed to the spot where the gold was buried. Tim had no shovel to dig with, so he marked the spot with a stick and a shoe. He would come back later. When Tim returned, he could not believe his eyes. There were 200 sticks with 200 shoes all over the field. It was leprechaun magic. That's what you get for being greedy and not working for your own stuff, isn't it? Tim dug many holes in the field, but he couldn't find the spot where the pot of gold was buried. I almost feel bad for him. After a few hours, he gave up. When he tried to collect the shoes, each one disappeared. The leprechaun had tricked him. The leprechaun needed to find a better place to hide his gold. He knew that rainbows were magic. You could never tell where one ended, and if he buried his gold at the end of one, only he would know how to find it again. So that is what he did. People still try to find his gold, but they never will. Listen for the sound of the leprechaun, tap, 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 as he cobbles his shoes. Perhaps if you find him, and if you are very nice to him, he will grant you a wish. I hope you liked our story. I did. Greedy. People can be greedy. Don't be greedy. Work for your things. And then you too can have a pot of gold to bury under the end of a rainbow. Are you related to leprechauns? Are you now? All right. Molly, I hope our friends have a wonderful St. Patrick's Day. And we'll see everyone again very soon. Bye.